What's up, guys? Thank y'all for tuning in back into the channel. I hope everybody had an awesome weekend. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for sharing. Me and Jennifer greatly appreciate it. I know that we had some issues with our audio, and we're trying to work on that. We've tried different mics. We hadn't exactly found which one that we like the best. So y'all bear with us, please. We're trying to get this right. Jennifer's working her butt off trying to figure out the editing and the audio. So yes, we're trying, and we hear it and we understand. But thank y'all for being patient with us, and thank y'all for understanding. So you're probably wondering what this is. Just got home from work, and Jennifer said this come in the mail. And it comes from a good friend of mine in Tennessee named Bob Goodson. He has a YouTube channel called Purist Motorsports, and Bob is very knowledgeable about Fox bodies, Fox body Saleens. He knows all the ins and outs, all the crazy, weird details that most guys don't know, or I don't know. So Bob sent this to me, and I'm excited to see how it fits on my car. My car don't have a strut tower brace. I mean, it did when it come from Saleen, but it don't have one now. Don't know what happened to it. The car was in storage for about 20 years, and that's how I acquired the car. Believe it or not, the guy that owned the car reached out to Bob looking for a strut tower brace, and Bob reached out to me and said, hey man, this guy's thinking about selling this car. It's in Texas. It's closer to you than it is to me. I'm going to put you all together and go check it out. So we did. We ended up making a deal on the car and bought the car. And we bought it back in April, May, somewhere in there. And we've been working on it here and there, just fixing odd and end small things. And Bob knew that I wanted a strut tower brace for it. And he has sourced somebody to build these for him, because each Saleen, don't hold me to this, but they're all built a little different as far as the way the strut towers were. I could be wrong. I think maybe 88 and 89 share the same style. Maybe 90 or 91 are different. But anyway, Bob sent this to me. He said, hey man, try it out, see how you like it, see if it fits. So let's go see if it fits. So this is my wife's 86 GT. We call her Blanche. I think you showed him some pictures of it before on First Channel?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to show y'all this strut tower brace. If you can see, it's mounted top and bottom, the way this one is designed on both sides. And you can see how it's mounted here to the firewall. Well, I could buy one like this or from a different company. There was quite a few companies back in the day that built these, and they all attach a little differently. Well, I didn't want to drill any more holes in my Saleen. I wanted one that bolted in the stock location. And before I just ordered one, that's when I reached out to Bob. And he said, Wesley, he said, some of those strut tower braces, they vary through years. He said, so I'm actually trying to produce one for the 89, I think 88 and 89. And he said, so this is the first one that I've sent out. He said, I hope it fits. So I just wanted to show y'all this, the way this one's mounted, to give you some reference to know why I did not just order one to go on my car. All right, so my car already has holes drilled in it from where Saleen put the strut tower brace on. You can come over here and look there. You see that hole right there?
I do.
So the bolt comes in from the back side and screws in to the strut tower brace. See that hole there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, and you can see where it was mounted to the firewall right here. So that's the reason I did not want to order just any, oh Lord, I'm about to sneeze. Hang on. We good? I think so. Yeah, it held out. Anyway, that's the reason I did not want to order just any strut tower brace. I wanted one that mounted back in the factory locations. Let me reach behind you and grab the strut tower brace, and let's see what we're dealing with. Okay. I can't see. Let me get this light. So this gotta go over this way. Those holes lining up?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Look right there.
That one is too.
Yeah. That one is too.
Sure is.
Clearing the rubber boot on the distributor. It's a little tight right here around the air intake boot, but I can live with that. Get it powder coated. It's gonna look cool. You done good, Bob. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, and your packaging was awesome. So, I am happy with that. Alrighty. We're gonna put this back in the box so we can get it powder coated. I'm gonna walk with it like this because I'm afraid I'm gonna bump into something. But hey guys, I wanted to tell y'all to please check out Bob's YouTube channel, Pierce Motorsports. Bob knows a lot about those cars. He has helped me tremendously. I'm so excited to get this piece. I can't wait to get it powder coated and get it put on the car. And it looks like it's gonna fit with no issues. And he even sent the hardware. Check him out. All right. The Allen head bolts that screw in here. And the 2 bolts that mount to the firewall. Thank you, Bob. Again, guys, very, very good guy. Y'all check him out if y'all have any Fox Body Saleen needs or questions. And our 93 Cobra, he's just full of information, and he's a real awesome guy. There you go, Bob. A great shout out for you. Okay, so this is what we're fixing to work on now. My wife's 71 Chevelle. Oh my gosh. Look, what in the world? That bird had something against your car. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to find the keys to it.
The keys to the Chevelle?
Yeah. Are they in it?
I might have left them in it because I had to turn the key on, or you had to turn the key on to push it in here where we could steer it.
Yeah, they're in it. Okay.
They are?
Yeah.
Did you see that big pile of?
I did, and I want to get that off there real bad. Poor thing. Bird poop.
Bird poop. It's time for a wash job, a little waxing job. Needs something. Poor girl, she's been neglected. We got to find a battery for her.
Okay.
Okay. So, you want me to get this ready for Cruisin the Coast?
I would love for you to.
Would you be mad if I just kind of patched it together to make the trip?
Nope.
So I don't have to put that motor in there?
Not before Cruising the Coast.
Well, I got a lot of stuff that...
I know.
We have a lot of stuff that we got to do.
I know.
So what if we do a compression check on it, make sure it's worth fooling with. If it checks out, let's throw some valve seals in it, tune up. I think the main problem is the transmission.
Yeah.
It don't want to shift. I can't remember.
I mean, it will. It just don't. You can't give it a whole lot of gas. You have to let it do it on its own pace. You don't.
It'll hold first, but
Yeah.
you got to let off of it and then let it go to second.
I've been just shifting it manually from first to second, and it does fine. But you have no passing gear. It goes into neutral if you stomp it.
Okay. I don't know if that's a modulator valve issue. I don't know if that's... I don't know. I'm not a transmission guy. So we're going to have to figure it out.
I mean, I drove it that way forever, but...
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's get a battery in it and see if it'll even crank. All right, battery's in. Is the key in it?
Yes.
Ignition on?
No.
Is it in the park?
I don't think so.
Key was on and it was in neutral. Key's on. Okay. I bet it don't have a drop of water in it. It's full.
Well, good.
Oh, we put a radiator in this thing.
We did?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
When? I don't remember that.
The same year that I done the intake and carburetor.
Okay.
It's nasty, but it showed on full. Phew. Okay. Milk here, nothing.
Thank God.
Oh, and I converted it from points too.
Yeah.
It was points.
I do remember that part.
And I remember trimming and modifying this bracket to make it fit on this intake when we went to the 4-barrel intake and carburetor. Because that big giant compressor weighs 900 pounds and it needed all its original mounts to stay sturdy. I don't know why my nose is running so bad. All right, I got some gas right here. You go to the inside of the car and do your normal thing.
Okay.
Let's see if that battery that come out of the wrecker is even hot. Spin it over. Keep spinning it until you see the oil pressure gauge move, eh?
Okay.
That's a manual gauge I put in there.
There it goes. It jumped up to 25.
Did it?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if, I don't know if there's even gas or how old the gas is in it. No, I think, no, you told me that it quit working one day. So we'll drop the tank and put a float and all in it. Let me put a little gas in it. Nah, I'm good right now. I need to learn this stuff if we're gonna do it. Let me get a rag in case we have something pops back. Don't want no boom. Of course, all my old rags are wore out. It's time to wash them all. Old shirt, yes to do. All right, let's see if it'll even hit. What? Good old Summit carburetor. Carburetor. Still ain't getting nothing, so the tank could be dry. All right. I can't believe that. How good it's cranking. Picked up gas. Try it. What's the oil pressure?
35. Almost 40.
Okay. Maybe it did have gas. Oh yeah. It smells terrible. Smell it?
Yeah, but it sounds good.
This little girl's always sounded good.
Yeah. Oh, hey, wait.
I remember whenever I built half the exhaust on it and hung the mufflers and got Mr. Joe to build tailpipes for it.
And then it came loose at Cruisin the Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so loud.
Then it come loose.
Oh, it's terrible.
The rear end caught the tailpipe on a bump or a railroad track or something, didn't it?
I don't remember, but it came loose and it rattled the whole week. Yep.
Carburetor's not happy. You don't want to take fuel. So I'll take the one off the wrecker just because I know it's new and ready to go.
Okay.
Or I'll order a kit for that one. I really like that carburetor.
I do too.
I want to leave it on there. So this side's smoking real bad.
Yeah.
Check transmission motor. Temperature gauge coming up.
Or it smells terrible.
I'm telling you, baby, I cannot remember how long this thing's been sitting.
Long time.
So much easier with that hood off.
For sure.
Kill it, it's not even touching the stick. Alright. I'm surprised how good it cranked up and run.
Me too. I'm
Considering
glad.
you had to go back and look on Facebook memories, and that'll tell you the last time you drove it. It's the last time it went to Cruisin the Coast.
Yeah.
Because we parked it shortly after that and then sit over there in the corner for where Rose is sitting at now for years.
Well, it stayed behind the shop for a long time too.
Yeah, it was under the lean-to for a while. Oh, when we put the boats in storage
We brought it back in
is
here.
when we put the Chevelle in here.
And you put the new wheels on it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What's behind door number 2?
Hopefully brakes.
Oh, wow. Parts. What's this? Oh, that's your rear spring. So there's your 2 front shocks, your sway bar, and rotors and calipers and brake lines. Man, this old car's in good shape.
Yeah, it is.
Look up under there, how the splatter paint and all still there. Oh, still got a mat in it. Wow. All right. So that's all that's back here. Still got the sticker right there.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of fun leaving your stuff parked up for a while.
Did you find surprises?
Well, then you remember how cool it was. It's like refinding your barn find. Got a little surface rust right around this back glass.
Patina.
Patina. Nothing to be too alarmed about. All right, guys, so it's the next afternoon. I'm getting a late start today. I'm supposed to do a compression test on this old motor and see if it's worth fooling with, putting any money in, putting valve seals in, or we're gonna just snatch it out and put the ZZ4 in. Get the plug wires off and the plugs out. Let's spin it over and see if it's got some compression. What do you think? High or low?
I have no idea.
So how many miles do we think is on this car?
I want to say when we got it, it had like 11,000. We thought.
So we're gonna say 111,000.
I don't think it has that much really, but it might.
Well, it was bone stock, all original when we got it.
Right.
So the stuff that's been done, I've done to it through the years. And the interior looks like 11,000.
It does.
But I don't know, but if it is, then things have dry rotted through the years and it was probably kept under a side shed or something. I mean, this is the original paint, but
Yeah, underneath the trunk lid looks like 11,000. Remember how shiny it was yesterday?
Yeah, true. And we did find out the last time this car was on the road and driven was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a terrible year.
It was. It was bad.
That, look,
everything went wrong.
Y'all, okay, so let me tell you how bad 2016 at Cruisin the Coast was for us. We go down to Cruisin the Coast. Jennifer takes her Chevelle, Dorothy. I take my red Ford truck, and we've been down there 3 or 4 days. It was late one night. We were all eating at a restaurant with a group of friends. And we probably left the restaurant roughly, I don't know,
It was late,
10
like
or 11?
10:30 or so, yeah.
Yeah, maybe even closer to midnight.
It was late. It was, what was it, that Twin Peaks Grill and Bar? What's the name of it?
Yeah, but it was the only thing that was open that late.
Yeah.
We were starving to death.
That or Waffle House is the only choices you had.
Yeah, so anyway, we went there and ate. She gets in the Chevelle, I get in my Ford truck, we get on Interstate I-10 to go to our room. We're driving along there, all of a sudden, I can't see the highway. Like, headlights went out. And I'm here to tell y'all, until this day, it still upsets me to no end. My hood flew up on my truck. Now, you're like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Yes, but my truck is low mileage, original paint truck. I had never done a whole lot of modifications to my old truck because I liked it being original. Or let me rephrase that. Not all original mint condition. I mean all the body panels. I mean, I've lowered it and changed the wheels and tires on it and exhaust and headers and, you know, just your average bolt-on stuff to the old motor. But anyway, the body had never been messed with. There's no rust on the truck. I bought it out of California years ago. So I hang my head out the window. I'm driving down the interstate, 18-wheelers passing like crazy. And I pull over and get in the tire changing lane and get out. And I walk up to the front of the truck and the hood's like this. Thank the good Lord above, the hood didn't come into contact with the windshield or the cab. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it. I got my flashers on. Jennifer pulls over behind me. She gets out, walks up, and she's like, what is the matter?
I thought he had a flat. I didn't know what it was. I didn't notice the hood because it was so dark on that highway.
And I'm not even kidding y'all. I'm not making this up. I was sitting there crying.
He was. But he was still crying before I realized what was wrong. I was like, what is the matter?
Because it's midnight. It's pitch black dark. You're on a busy major interstate. And I just knew that the hood had folded back into the windshield and the cab, and I couldn't see. I didn't know how bad the damage was, and so I got my phone out and used the light on it. We'll walk over and show you. Y'all come over here and look. This is the hood. This is the truck. And so the hood folded all the way back to almost touch the cab. But this part of the hood had caught this air breather and had slid up to the wing nut. And that's what kept it, or I'm assuming the combination between the hinges and the air breather kept it from folding all the way back. Now, I replaced the hinges with another set off a parts truck. And you can look right here. You can see the truck's dusty right now, but you can see the indentation right there where the hood hinge got into the hood. And it done it on both sides. So anyway, this side over here is not as bad. But you can see it right there. So yes, 2016 of Cruising the Coast is the last time that car was out and about. And that was a terrible year because, one, this hood come up on me on Interstate I-10, and I knew that if I put another hood on it, that it would be impossible to match the old original paint. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep the old truck as close to original as possible as far as body panels. So me and my friend Coon, we stacked 2 befores, and 1 before is right here. And we got the new hinges on, and we kept lowering the hood down until we rolled that back. So, as you walk around and look, it's not 110% perfect. The gap's pretty decent, but you can still see where the hood hinge got on both sides. Yes, terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm not even kidding y'all. We did not take the hood off.
No.
I ended up loosening it, getting the hinges down, and we got it
To
latch, and we went on to the room. So, okay. So the next day, I am depressed, y'all. I'm not even kidding. I had laid towels and rags between the fender and the hood. I think I even used my shirt out of the suitcase to shut the hood back because it did not fit because the hinges were so badly warped. I'm getting sick thinking about it. I mean,
it was horrible.
That's how bad that night
I
was.
felt so bad for you.
But I'm so glad it did not get in contact with the windshield or the cab. So anyway, we got the hood shut, we got it back to the room, and I left it parked all the next day. I wouldn't even drive it. I was ready to go home. We drove Dorothy all the next day. And that night, part 2
was bad for me.
Jennifer gets food poisoning.
So did Madison. It just
And we're
was
in the
worse for
hotel
me.
room that night trying to go to sleep, and she's sick. I mean, throwing
Deathly ill.
Oh my gosh. So I put her in Dorothy, and we go to the ER. They keep you for what, 3 or 4 hours?
Yeah, and they
Give
wouldn't
all
let you
kind of
back there.
medicine and fluids and this, that, and other, and they wouldn't let me back in the ER with her. They thought we were
Drug heads. I'm like, we're the fattest drug heads you've ever seen.
I mean, they were like, well, we're trying to make sure your stories match. I'm like, we're here for Cruising the Coast. And my wife has got food poison from one of your casinos down here. And this coming out of both ends. I didn't know where else to bring her except for the ER, and you're not.
Oh, I was in such pain.
And you're not going to let me see her? They called security on me. I mean, it was crazy, y'all. So finally, we get back to the room at like 3 in the morning. We get up that morning. We pack up our daughter Madison and all of our stuff, and our buddy Chase was with us. And
Chase drove the Chevelle home.
Chase and Madison drove the Chevelle home.
And I laid in your lap all the way home
And me
sick.
and you drove
Yes. Oh, so sick.
the F100, the bump side forward home, and you laid in the seat all the way home.
I did. I felt like death.
So that's when the last time that car was out and about was 2016, and all those crazy events happened. Back to this. I'm going to pull the spark plugs, and we're going to do a compression check and see what we're dealing with. So y'all hang around a few minutes and let me get these plugs out. We'll see what we got. It's not looking good. This is number 7. That's number 5. She is burning some oil. That's better, but it still ain't good. So, that's number 1. I'm hoping it's not the rings. It's probably going to be. I'm hoping that it's just the car set for many years and the valve seals have dry rotted and fell off and been shot out the exhaust through the years in little small brittle pieces. But anyway, yeah. Number 5 is worse than number 7. 5 is real bad. And considering how good it run last night when we cranked it on that old
I know, yeah.
I mean, I could tell that it had a little miss in it, but I was figuring bad gas, carburetor gummed up from the crappy gas that we have nowadays. But anyway, all right, let's move on to the other side. I'm about to cut my arm off on a zip tie. Okay. Driver side, terrible. Passenger side, little better. These are passenger side over here. But these driver sides, oh my goodness. Wow. I don't even see how this one was fired. Okay. What do you think it's going to have?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know anything about compression, so I'm not sure.
Well, let's put a guess on it. Just
what's the range?
let's say anything between 50 and 150.
75.
75. Are you thinking all the cylinders are going to be 75 or just a couple?
No.
You don't know? I don't know either.
Okay.
Right now, I'll be tickled pink if they all bump 100.
Okay.
So, all right, let me go find my gauge. I laid it down somewhere. There it
It's
is.
on the hood, the wheel, and the cow.
I'm going to go to one of the easy plug holes first just to see what we're even dealing with. I get a lot. All right. So, I am bleeding to death. Well, my fault. You were doing good. I'm sorry. My fault. Notice I stick my tongue out when I'm doing something.
Makes it do better.
Okay. Hop in it. I'll put the battery cable on. Let me have that. Compression test time. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be in a good mood because maybe the gearhead gods shed a little light on this poor old 307 and be like, Wesley, we just want you to put some valve seals in it where your wife can ride it cruising the coast. Or they could say, guess what? You're pulling the motor. All right. Positive side's on. Looks like everything's out of the way. Hold the throttle wide open. Do not pump it. Just hold it wide open. I got to disconnect this. Oh, my goodness. Lay you over there out of the way. All right, baby doll. Yep. Spin it over till I say stop. All right. Are y'all seeing this?
What's it say?
What was your guess?
75?
I don't have it tight in the head so it's leaking down. But it had 140 pounds. What? Why are you laughing?
Because the hot rod guys did it.
Oh my goodness. Maybe so. All right, let's go again. Okay. Yeah, probably about 130, 135. And like I say, it's not tight in the head. I just got it snug in there.
Should be more than that?
Well, I mean, 150 would be perfect, but we don't know how many miles on it. I can live, if all the cylinders are around that range, hey, we're going to throw some valve seals on it and you're going to ride.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
I mean,
Am I
I was...
supposed to be holding the gas down?
You can let off of it now until we go to the next one. So that was driver's side rear cylinder. That was one of them bad plugs. So I'm actually impressed. I was starting to wonder if the needle was even going to move. I was getting nervous before we done it. Okay, let's move on to a few more. Hey guys, so this is where we at. We've done a compression check on all the cylinders except for one on that side over there behind that header tube. I cannot get it screwed in there for anything. But anyway, all of them got around 140, 145 maybe? No, I'm sorry, between 135 and 140 because my gauge, let me grab it real quick. I don't know if you can focus on this. But see, the gauge goes from 100 to 150. All right, and it was just below the 150. So I'm going to call it around 140. But anyway, I feel confident that if we throw some valve seals in this little old motor, that she won't smoke near as bad as it's been smoking. I mean, it was so bad that people were paying Jennifer to come around their neighborhoods and spray for mosquitoes. I mean, that was her side business for quite a few years. That's how we bought Christmas one year. It was because of the mosquito money that she had made spraying for mosquitoes. We'd ride through them highfalutin subdivisions. She'd have her radio blaring. Y'all ever seen the movie Uncle Buck? Yep. This Chevelle could have starred in that movie. It just didn't have the big loud pop at the end when you cranked it. Anyway, so I'm going to put some valve seals on it. In it. It's not that dirty. It's not corroded. I mean, the return holes on the heads, they're not stopped up. So, we'll put some valve seals in each head. I cannot remember where my valve spring tool is. I want to say it got borrowed and never returned. I can't remember who borrowed it. So, I'll find one to borrow or we'll go buy one. Or I'll build one of the two. Anyway, I got junk all over my hands. Probably all over my face, ain't it?
No.
Not this time?
Not this time.
Okay. So anyway, this is going to wind this video up. Next video will probably be us installing valve seals and pulling the transmission and hope that we can figure out what's going on with it. If I don't put that down, I'll sit there and wipe my hands the whole time. Anyway, so that's the plan. Valve seals, fix the transmission. If everything checks out, we'll give her a little tune-up. You'll be ready to go for Cruising the Coast.
Good deal. I
dread pulling off that big giant air conditioner compressor, AC compressor over there, because it weighs just as much as your motor. And I remember fighting that thing last time. It was bad. I wonder if I can hang a chain hoist from that truss up there and just let it dangle over there. Anyway, hey guys, thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. The views are starting to go up. The likes are going up. The subscribes are going up. It makes us feel really good, and I appreciate it. I hope everybody's doing well. Y'all please tune in for the next one. We will see y'all later. Have a great one. Bye.